Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. XRP hits 7-month peak in active accounts as whales scoop up 390 million XRP in 2 weeks. And folks, it's always the case that the smart money out there, the whales, behaves different than the typical lemming retail investor. It's just how it goes. Because let's be real, the people with lots of money that make these big investment decisions, like they're rich for a reason, right? They understand not to FOMO in, they know not to panic sell, they have their convictions, they're just patient as hell. Very different buying, really investing behavior than the typical speculator out there. And it's just interesting to see that some serious money is being thrown into XRP at a time before XRP has truly popped off. But we cannot and will not range here forever. So I want to share with you some of the specifics on that. And then there's also this. Expert says those who think XRP is a better investment than Bitcoin are out of their minds. Okay. Well, you know who might feel a little bit differently? Them splishy, splashy whales getting aquatic AF with XRP. But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby, excuse me, and just for fun. So hopefully by the time you're listening to this, we know who has won the presidential race as I'm recording this. Not clear yet, but you know, even if we get some sort of a clear indication what's going to happen tonight, you know, it doesn't mean that the market starts shooting to the upside immediately. It could. It could happen tomorrow or days from now, or weeks from now, over a month from now. But I am optimistic based on historic precedent. We are going to see some very serious moves. And just pointing out here, the fact that at this particular moment in time, whales are scooping up XRP like crazy, not particularly surprising to me. And I don't want to read this whole article, but they did make a couple of pretty key points, which one of them I've talked about very recently, which is that, you know, we've seen a lot of activity on the XRP ledger very recently. And a lot of that's because of the meme coin mania that, you know, I don't want to explain all of that again. You know, there's all sorts of videos out there from me and others that have talked about that. And so it's exciting to see that because people want it, whether you like it or don't like it. And I still think it's mostly gambling. I'm not interested for myself. I'm glad other people can do what the hell they want. And it's good on the whole for the XRP ledger and the XRP ecosystem. But yeah, it's definitely helped to get a whole lot of new accounts in here and increase activity and increase total value locked, which on the ledger, which is a key metric. That was a leading indicator on last market cycle for coins that would ultimately hit new all-time highs. Because most coins last market cycle, although they did all move in tandem by and large, most coins didn't hit a new all-time high last market cycle. So anyway, I'm saying it's one metric to look at, but it's what you want to see. So it's nice to have that. But take a look at this. Whales amassed 390 million XRP. Interestingly, receiving accounts are now seeing another spike, recently peaking at 48,628 as active accounts recover above 23,000. This represents a strong signal of an impending price run, similar to the trend observed earlier this year. In addition, XRP is also seeing a rapid spike in whale accumulation. According to data from market intelligence resource Santiment, addresses holding between 1 million and 1 billion XRP have increased their collective balance from 19.6 billion tokens on October 21st to the current figure of 19.9 billion tokens. This massive increase confirms that these addresses have procured 390 million XRP tokens worth $198.9 million over the past 2 weeks. And so this, I would still say, and I've used this phrase before because it's been true, frankly, for, you know, like especially the last half a year, it still does feel like the calm before the storm. And so we don't know exactly we're going to break off, but, you know, there are a lot of analysts that were thinking there's at least a chance that in the first half of this year, we would have seen a true breakout for Bitcoin and then altcoins would have followed. That obviously didn't happen, but that's not weird per se. It's certainly not. Maybe the price action for Bitcoin got pulled forward on the excitement of the ETF news. Even though the volume wasn't like a crazy factor, most of the Bitcoin bought and sold was, you know, occurring outside of that, of course. But it's just historically the case that it's after the elections things get really crazy. Like I remember being in this position literally 4 years ago, and the last part of 2020 got really fun, and then 2021 was insane. And that's where you ultimately had the euphoria and the blow off top. So if we start to see the fun really start at some point before this year's over, good chance even this month, I'll not be surprised. And then perhaps it's going to rhyme. Then you see the most fun part where you have your opportunity for life-changing wealth in the beginning part, perhaps, of next year, 2025. So I really do have a strong suspicion that we're really actually like right at that point, which is why I'm really looking forward to getting this election behind us, because people are less likely to make crucial investment decisions if they don't know what the implications are based on who's in charge. But once they have that knowledge, we're going to go up. And I ultimately don't think it's going to matter who's in charge, but still investors are going to act like that because it changed to whatever degree how much they'd otherwise allocate based on how their preferences are and their feelings and stuff. Still, I believe personally, yes, number go up. Which is why this was kind of surprising to me. Expert, again, this headline from Crypto Basic, expert says those who think XRP is a better investment than Bitcoin are out of their minds. And so they're covering this post. I don't need to read the article even. But there's this post from chart analyst JD. It's an XRP BTC chart. And I was a little bit surprised to see this because he's been very pro XRP. And I don't know if that's changed. But here's what he wrote in part. Influencers who think XRP is better investment than Bitcoin is out of their minds. XRP is down 97% against Bitcoin the past 6 years. And then he's got a facepalm emoji. Okay, so it depends on what you mean by that. Does it make more sense to invest in Bitcoin right this second at this point in the cycle? Or does it make sense, if you're going to put money in something, to invest in XRP? If you had to pick between those two. Which is going to have a greater return on investment by the end of the cycle, just from where it is now to wherever the peak is for each of those coins? What would you guess? I mean, what are we going to get with Bitcoin? A 2 or 3-fold increase? If we're lucky, realistically? Okay, well, if you get a 2 or 3-fold increase with XRP to match that, then you're talking about only $1 to $1.50. That's not a high bar. That's lower than where XRP peaked last cycle when it was under assault from the SEC. It's not even going to be close. I firmly believe that as long as we're going to have a proper alt season, XRP will dwarf the performance of Bitcoin. So it depends on what you mean by that. Now, if you want to if you want to cherry pick a specific time frame, say the last 6 years, and note that XRP hasn't performed as well, a price against Bitcoin. Okay, well, I'm not disputing fact, but is that what's the point? You're then cherry picking it. Okay, and then before that, you take the few years before that, and then XRP put Bitcoin to shame. So what are we even doing here? You're picking a specific time period, including multi-year, several years of that, during which XRP was under attack from the SEC. Is this a surprise? Are we surprised that XRP is the only top 10 coin last market cycle that didn't hit a new all-time high? It was the only top 10 coin attacked by the SEC. Coincidence? I'm thinking not. So what's the point in even citing that? I mean, yeah, of course, fair to acknowledge facts, but then what do you mean? What do you mean by better investment? It hasn't been for that time period, but it was right before that. It was a way better investment than Bitcoin. And we know that historically, when XRP is priced this poorly against Bitcoin, that is the moment to invest, and it does outperform historically. Yes, it does. So it depends on what you mean by that, but I would certainly bet that at this particular juncture in time, it's a way better investment. Way better investment than whatever Bitcoin's going to be from here. There's way too much money in Bitcoin. It takes way too much money flowing in just to get the price to double. And so, yeah, it could double or triple, but this market cycle even, but so? It's just a strange thing to me for somebody that's been so pro XRP. I'm just surprised. He's entitled to his opinion, nothing against the guy. I'm just surprised. I mean, nobody's disputing the fact of how XRP and Bitcoin appeared if you look at the totality of the last 6 years, but what's the point then? Doesn't it make more sense to focus on where the opportunity is literally right now? Because XRP, just pick a metric. XRP, since its last all-time high, it's never been, even by any sort of a metric that the chart analyst types like to track, XRP hasn't been that well positioned since the last all-time high. And it is undervalued. And XRP has been outperforming Bitcoin over the last several months. And ETH. Isn't that kind of notable? Because historically, that's what we should expect. Eventually, the market finds a bottom, and then XRP ultimately takes off. So what's right? Are we out of our minds and it makes more sense to invest into Bitcoin? And the whales are wrong too? The splishy, splashy whales getting aquatic AF buying up XRP from scared people? Are we're out of our minds? I don't know about that. There's also this article, expert predicts XRP channel leading to massive breakout. And this is a perspective from chart analyst Javon Marks. And he simply wrote XRP channel leading to breakout. And you can see that he's comparing what's happening now to the 2017 bull run. And there's even a false breakdown last time and this time. But see, in that cycle in 2017 and throughout 2016, like people were saying the same crap. You know, XRP is a way worse investment than Bitcoin. What are we doing? It's just not performing. And it wasn't until it was. That's the thing. And so either you have exposure when it happens or you don't. And so the people that said, well, XRP is not doing anything, therefore I guess it never does. Is that the logic we're using here? So XRP has been a worse performer for an arbitrarily selected set of time. Therefore, it will always be the case that it just is worse. Is this the logic we're using to invest with our real money? Really? That to me, that just doesn't compute. It doesn't make sense. So I'd say, let's just wait and see. Let's see how this all shakes out. And I don't know, I'm not making a price prediction. I don't know where the price is going to go. But my conviction is that as long as we have an alt season, XRP will put the performance of Bitcoin to shame. Don't forget that last cycle, XRP from the bottom to the top, despite being under attack from the SEC, still had a 20-fold increase in price from about 10 cents to about $2. A 20-fold increase while it was under attack. Now it has legal clarity, and even more money, presumably, is going to be flowing in during this cycle when things get euphoric again. The opportunity is incredible here. So again, everybody's entitled to their opinion, and like I'll say it one more time, nothing against the guy. I was a bit surprised to see that, but that's why everybody's entitled to their opinion. And again, if he's just saying it was a bad investment compared to Bitcoin for those 6 years, then I'd say, well, yeah, that's just fact. I don't know why we're talking about that, though. Of course it was. It was under attack from the SEC. It still needed to consolidate after increasing by 80,000%. But that's not what he said. He said influencers who think XRP is better investment than Bitcoin is out of their minds. Right here. Well, but I do think that XRP at this moment in time is a way better play than Bitcoin, and I hold both. I've been holding both since 2017. I'm not excited to see how high Bitcoin goes. I've already made a bunch of money. I mean, I haven't sold it, so it's unrealized profit, fine. But I've already done quite well with Bitcoin. I'm way more excited for what's going to happen with XRP. It's not even close. And I'm happy that XRP is my largest individual crypto holding. So take it for what it's worth here, but I think that those whales are right. I think that investors who think that XRP is going to outperform Bitcoin, I think they're right. And we'll find out. And if I'm wrong, but I doubt it. The only way is if we don't have a proper alt season, because I don't think there's a chance, realistically, that XRP runs by itself if the rest of the market doesn't, because it's never happened before. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.